Bradford Bulls, though, in their bid for the one automatic promotion spot, two emphatic victories over the North Wales Crusaders and the West Wales Raiders, have seen James Ford's side move to the top of League One with a points for and against lead over the Bulls of plus 38 and 2 points. So with both sides out on the field, we'll just go through the lineups from left to right. And North Wales Crusaders will have a home debut for Lewis Fairhurst. He's at full-back. Wing three-quarter line will be Jake Knox, Earl Hurst, Alex Trumper and Dale Bloomfield. The half-back partnership this afternoon of Joe Lyons and Ryan Smith. The front row forwards will be Ken Baker, Carl Ashall, Warren Thompson, Jack Houghton, the veteran Stephen Wild, who's rolled back the years at 37, and James Dandy at loose forward. And on the interchange bench for Anthony Murray's side, Lee Hudson, Joseph Bate, Bradley Brennan and Daniel Norman. For the Bradford Bulls then, Brandon Pickersgill at full-back. Wing three-quarter line of Dalton Grant, Toyo Igodo, Ross Oakes and Ethan Ryan, the half-back pairing. The third game in succession for Dane Chisholm and Jordan Lilly. The front row forwards, James Green, Sam Hallas, Steve Crossley, Matt Garside, Elliot Minchella and Mikey Wood. And on the interchange bench for John Keir's side this afternoon, Joe Keys, Liam Kirk, Johnny Pownall and Ross Peltier. The referee comes from New Zealand, Dunedin. It's Michael Smale, and it will be the North Wales Crusaders who will have first use of the ball, just moving the ball direct down that middle channel, and it will be Carl Ashall in his third game for the red and green shirted Crusaders, and he'll immediately find the loose forward James Dandy on the third tackle. Dandy will get to his feet, he'll play the ball, he'll go from Ashall to Thompson, and Warren Thompson is going to be brought down 15 shy of the halfway line. The Crusaders moving the ball towards this main stand side, and that will be Jack Houghton. He's wrapped up on the fifth and last tackle, 45 metres out from their own try line. It'll go to Lewis Fairhurst, the full-back. His kick will go straight down the throat of Pickersgill. Pickersgill will take it on his own 20-metre line, and he'll be brought down 20 metres shy of that halfway line. Bradford's first tackle in this afternoon's game. Let's see what the Bradford Bulls can do. The pressure off, according to John Keir. They know all about what York did yesterday in that world record away victory against the West Wales Raiders at Stebenheath Park. Bradford will just be looking first and foremost this afternoon to get those two crucial points. Matt Garside's over on the left-hand edge in enemy territory, brought down 10 metres inside the Crusaders' half. 5 metres in from the far stand side. Hallison at dummy half to Chisholm. Chisholm will find Crossley. Crossley goes down the middle, attracting 3 Crusader defenders, and Bradford have exhausted their first set of 6, 30 metres out. It'll go to Chisholm. Chisholm along the line of Garside. Garside to Oakes. Oakes back to Chisholm. Chisholm's been taken high. Referee says play on. The kick will come in from Lilly, and that's a great tackle there from Igodo and Minchella, and it had to be because Dale Bloomfield on this main stand side had to take the tackle there, John. So we've had just over 2 minutes gone here. Clean set from both sides. Atmosphere a little bit subdued because, it must be said, the supporters are quite well away from the action.
Yeah, they are a bit. Actually, the ground's very similar, isn't it, to London Scholars Ground, actually, with the track and the stand set back. Just a good opening set, say, from both teams, really. Both got to their kick at the end, which is what the coaches will be looking for. Going to be an interesting game, though. I know the field's only 60 metres wide, so it's quite narrow, so it'll be interesting how that affects Bradford's game.
Well, last tackle here for the Crusaders. Once again, good defensive pressure from Lilly there, and Mikey Wood putting the pressure on Lewis Fairhurst, who does make his home debut for the Crusaders this afternoon. And it is an early kick-off, 2:30, Bulls Live proper sport. And Igodo will go in at dummy half. And Ethan Ryan with 28 tries for the season in all competitions. He'll be brought down on tackle number 2. And here goes the Welsh international for John Keir's side, Dalton Grant. Wrapped up on halfway. 2 tackles remaining here for the Bulls. They move the options down the middle with Steve Crossley, and Steve Crossley deserves heaps of praise. He's averaging over 67 minutes per game, and for a 124 kg prop forward, that is a phenomenal effort for John Keir's side as Minchella shifts it to Pickersgill on this main stand side. Pickersgill will find Igodo. Igodo will be wrapped up 20 metres out from the North Wales line. It is the last tackle. Aerial kick from Lilly. Looking for Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan takes it. Can Ethan Ryan ground the ball? He's got the opens the scoring. Sensational try. He's on 29 tries now for 2018. And that was Jordan Lilly. The craftsmanship, perfectly weighted kick. The Bulls up and running here in North Wales. The lead by 4 points to 0. 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, great start, from Bradford. Fantastic kick there from Jordan. And you know what? The opposite wingers must dread it when Ethan's running towards him when the ball's coming across in the air, because he just has his fantastic ability to pluck it from anywhere and manages to get it down. I actually thought they'd held him up there, but his strength and perseverance got the try down, and a good early try for Bradford.
Bradford completing at 100%. They've had 3 sets of 6, all good ball, all completed. And that has built the Bulls some early momentum here in this part of North Wales. Ethan Ryan, fine try-scoring form. He's now scored in his last 4 games. A hat-trick last weekend against Whitehaven in that 46 points to 0 victory. Dane Chisholm, who's expecting next year, converts, and Bradford lead by 6 points to 0 on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, John Keys.
Yeah, great start, and this Lilly-Chisholm partnership seems to be producing at the moment, doesn't it? You know, Jordan, there's a fair bit of broken down play here on the right hand side. Jordan's come up with a fantastic kick and got Bradford on the board, so a real good start. Great to score in the first 5 minutes.
Chisholm, 1 from 1, 6 minutes gone, and we're just waiting for the New Zealand referee, Michael Smale, his 3rd professional appointment. His first one, incidentally, was the round 17 game at the South Leeds Stadium between Bradford and Hunslet. And Jordan Lilly, he created the try there for Ethan Ryan. We put the knockers on him, the commentators curse, and Bradford have come up with an error on the restart, and they'll now turn attack into defence, and they'll look to put some pressure on this North Wales Crusaders attack. It's going to go down the middle. Ken Baker, he's the goal kicking forward for the Crusaders, playing left prop this afternoon. It's in the halves with Joe Lyons. Lyons drops the shoulders, detects the tackle. Lyons, one of 2 dual reg players here from the Widnes Vikings. Ashall in at dummy half. Along the line it's going to go to Smith. Smith is going to find the support there from Knox. Knox will play the ball just on top of the line. Good distribution as it goes back to Lyon. Lyon back to Baker. Baker down the middle, wrapped up there by Steve Crossley, and a good solid defensive set here from the Bradford Bulls. Last tackle, says referee Michael Smale. The ball goes to Lyons. Lyons through a gap. Short pass to Thompson. Warren Thompson towards the line. Good suffocating scrambling. Bradford Bulls defence. They keep their line intact. And on Bulls Live and Proper Sport this afternoon, 7 minutes gone on the clock. It is still Ethan Ryan's try after 5 minutes the difference. It's North Wales Crusaders 0, Bradford Bulls 6.
Yeah, some great goal line D there from Bradford. Interesting, North Wales in good ball there. Seem to have a lot more options than the Whitehaven team that Bradford faced last week. But some real good scrambling defence there from the Bulls, and that's real positive early on for the coach, knowing that the lads are willing to do whatever they've got to do to stop the opposition scoring. And there's the first penalty of the game, Mick.
First penalty awarded to the Bulls, deep inside their own half for a 2-on-1 strip. Lilly, he will find touch on the halfway line, and here come the Bradford Bulls. As we said, we all know what happened yesterday, round 21 at Stebenheath Park. The West Wales Raiders vanquished by the York City Knights by that world record away score of 130 points to 0. No pressure on the Bulls this afternoon. The ball's been lost in the tackle. Touch judge says knock on. James Green in his haste to play the ball there. The ball squirmed out and went backwards, and it will be scrum, head and feet to the North Wales Crusaders. So Bulls Live Proper Sport, 8 minutes gone here in this part of North Wales. And let's not forget the Bulls. They've won the last 2 after their first home defeat of the season against York in round 18. Victories against the London Scholars away at New River, and a victory against Whitehaven by 46 points to 0. The Bulls got a bit of momentum going into this one, and they know we're in the final 6 games of the season. Ashall once again out of dummy half. Here goes Stephen Wild, 37 years of age, former Wigan, Huddersfield, Salford man. been at the North Wales Crusaders in 2 spells. He's come out of retirement to help head coach Anthony Murray's injury crisis cause. And Stephen Wild, a lot of experience. He'll look to shore things up down the middle and get some traction and momentum going forward for the Welsh side. They're up and over halfway inside the Bradford half as Lyons goes through a gap. Lyons on the inside to Wild. It's come off Wild's right knee and it's gone straight there to Mikey Wood, who was the last line of defence for the Bulls. So a huge let off there for the Bradford Bulls. Good afternoon to everyone who once again joining us on Bulls Live Proper Sport. Let us know in the comments where you are. Richard Tempest Mitchell says need a 50 to 60 if possible win today to keep the pressure on York. As we said, we're coming right down to the final few games of what has been a long, exciting season. And as we said in the preamble, there's only one automatic promotion place up for grabs. And it is the last tackle now for the Bulls. Hallis to Chisholm. Chisholm is going to look to put Fairhurst under pressure. Fairhurst takes that one from the clouds on his own 10 and is immediately smothered there by Green and Crossley. So, John, what do you make? We've had 10 minutes gone on the clock. An early try to Ethan Ryan converted by Dane Chisholm. What are your thoughts?
It's a pretty evenly matched game, actually. I'm a bit bemused by what the halfback did there for North Wales. A fantastic break, fantastic speed, and just threw a pass that wasn't there. I don't think it was the last play, but I'm not sure why he didn't hang on to the ball or cook it himself. Bradford doing what Bradford do best. Defence has been good so far. Interesting off the back of that pass there that by the half-back that Bradford were very alert and picked the ball up straight away and then marched 40 metres back down the field. But and off the back of Dane's kick there, a really good kick chase. But a bit tit for tat at the moment, but at least Bradford have got that one score in front.
Well, a shout out to Dawn Press. She's watching from the cruise ship currently in Crete. She says, come on you Bulls. The North Wales Crusaders, they completed a full set of 6 and it was Fairhurst who kicked high and long straight down the throat of Pickersgill, and here goes Igodo, tackle number 2. That has warmed up the Bull supporters, and Igodo's lost the ball in the tackle, and that will be a second error from the Bulls this afternoon. And once again, it's the big men, the North Wales Crusaders forwards of Baker and Thompson throwing the weight around, and Igodo, after a very energetic, adventurous run, just losing ball on contact. John, let's just quickly talk about Ethan Ryan, certainly developing and growing and hitting great heights under the guidance of John Kerr in 2018. 29 tries now in total, 27 in League One. Leads Elliot Minchella by 8 in the leading try scorers table for Betfred League One. What a great season Ethan Ryan's having.
Absolutely, and picked up from where he sort of left off last year, didn't he? Had a real good season in what was a tough year for the Bulls. But I think lots of the young lads seem to be blossoming under John. Obviously, I don't know whether it's how he manages them off the field or what he's coaching them when they're on it, but it's certainly having an effect, and Ethan's having a super season.
North Wales Crusaders a little bit out of sync as Fairhurst has to reach behind and recover the ball. Hallis and Garside were the 2 Bradford defenders there. It's going to go once again out to Lyons. Lyons to Smith. Smith gets it on that right-hand edge to Trump, and Alex Trumper's brought down 20 metres out from the Bradford line. 2 tackles remaining here for Anthony Murray's side as they front up via the loose forward, James Dandy. Dandy's wrapped up. Here's the last tackle, the final play for this set for the Crusaders. 12 and a half minutes gone on Bulls Live. Proper sport. The kick's going to come in from Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith looking to put Igodo under pressure. It's been knocked on by Earl Hurst. Referee Michael Smale will say first knock on from Igodo, so the Bulls have got some more defending to do here, John.
Yeah, I think Bulls did well actually there just to contest that ball. It's a very good kick from the halfback. Referee's seen it, obviously given the first knock on to Bradford. I'm not sure whether it was or not, but that's what he's given. But another test of goal line defence here.
So chance for the North Wales Crusaders. As we said, Stephen Wild, the ex-Great Britain player, played his first game since 2016 when he featured here for the Crusaders in their home defeat to Workington. So that's how bad the injury crisis has been here in this part of North Wales. He did miss last week's 30-0 defeat at York through a prior commitment, but he's out there on the field and he's certainly captain in the North Wales Crusaders side, and they're looking for first points. Ashall in at dummy half on the Bradford line. It's going to go to Smith. Smith no look pass to Lyons. Lyons along the line, and that's an error from the Crusaders. Hurst just allowed the ball to bounce into his stomach, and it was promoted into the Bradford Bulls defenders' defensive line. It was Elliot Minchella and Steve Crossley, the two Bulls defenders there. Scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls. We knew it were going to be tight. We knew it wasn't going to be easy this afternoon based on how York only escaped here with a 2-point victory and how Workington have found it. John, it is a very tight, compact, narrow field.
It is, but I mean, after about 15 or so minutes, John must be pleased. The goal line D's been really good. Another great effort there. I think it's from Jordan that forced the knock on. So Bradford are keeping their line intact. And when they're going forward, they are looking a threat. But to be fair, North Wales have had a few good sets, haven't they, in the last 5 minutes? But Bradford, like I said, have held their line intact, and defence seems to be really good today.
Well, John Keir has certainly been one to applaud the Bulls' defensive discipline after their recent victories against Whitehaven and London Scholars, and certainly John Keir knows the Bulls have to be at the best this afternoon against a side who have already picked up some big wins in League One. The Bulls from the scrum have gone nearly 60 metres. Lily's kick has gone into the in-goal area. It's been taken by Fairhurst, and it will be a 7-tackle set from the Crusaders. The Bulls just geeing themselves up there, getting a bit of momentum, finding the huge holes down the middle. And Fairhurst on the 0 tackle will play the ball. Earlhurst brought down 12 shy of halfway. Bloomfield, who scored a try against the Bulls at Odsal when they were beaten 50 points to 12 back in round 12, is brought down just shy of the halfway line as the Crusaders go down the middle channel once again with James Dandy. Dandy, good footwork. He's brought down just inside the Bulls' half on tackle number 4 as they just move the ball down that middle channel once again. Ashall probing in at dummy half. He's looking for options. He's going to find Smith. Smith to Thompson. Thompson's brought down, and that will be the last tackle of this 7-tackle set. They're 20 metres out from the Bulls' line. It's going to be the dual reg. Winners Vikings man Joe Lyons kicking towards Dalton Grant, and Dalton Grant will take that under pressure from both Houghton and Hurst in a 2-man Crusaders tackle as Bradford had awarded their second penalty of the afternoon. A little bit of haste there from the North Wales Crusaders inside the 10, John. Penalty count 2-0 favouring the Bulls.
Yeah, interesting set there. What's good is the last couple of kicks actually that have come in from North Wales. Bradford have defended them pretty well, and some good defensive communication there between Toyo, Jordan and Dalton claimed that ball, and now Bradford are driving forward here on the North Wales 30.
Minchella will play the ball. Hallis, Mikey Wood. Mikey Wood's lost the ball on contact. Good solid defence here from the North Wales Crusaders, and after the Bulls completed 3 sets of 6 to start the game, and it resulted in an Ethan Ryan try. They've now come up with 3 errors on the bounce, and that's putting themselves under a little bit of pressure and letting the pressure off the North Wales Crusaders. But here goes Ashall out of dummy half. Flat looking pass to Thompson. Thompson will get to his feet. He'll play the ball, and it's going to go to the interchange forward. Daniel Norman. Norman, who's just come on the field, wrapped up. 10 inside the Bulls' half. Ashall. Back it goes to Smith, to Lyons. Lilly, great defensive read. Wraps up Lyons on the halfway line. Ashall gets a quick play the ball in, finds Dandy. Dandy brought down in a 2-man tackle, and that's the last tackle with the North Wales Crusaders. 5 metres inside the Bulls' half. It's going to go to Ryan Smith. Smith sends one towards Grant. Grant on his own 10-metre line, looks to get past Earl and Bloomfield. He gets back up again, and it will be Bloomfield and Earl who bring him down after he's made 10 metres forward. Bradford are going to bring on Liam Kirk. Liam Kirk coming on the field. His 50th career appearance for the Bradford Bulls this afternoon, and certainly Liam Kirk, only 21 years of age. Certainly a bright future in the game, still very raw. Hallis out of dummy half to Chisholm. Chisholm's looking for a 40-20. It's just going to bounce inside the Crusaders 10 by Fairhurst. And Fairhurst is going to attack Chisholm, and Chisholm nearly stole the ball one-on-one, and Fairhurst will take the tackle there, 20 metres out from his own try line. So, John, despite that early try to Ethan Ryan, it's proving to be quite a competitive fixture this afternoon on Bulls Live and Proper Sport.
Yeah, it is interesting off the back of Dane's kick there. Only 3 of the Bradford lads came up, but they still got the job done. But just seem to be hanging back a little bit in defence. But do you know what? It's early in the game yet. There's still plenty of time to go, and I think Bradford will wear North Wales down. Just a little point about Jordan Lilly playing in the on the right hand side here in the halves. Jordan's body framing, because he just went hooker, he's not afraid to get stuck in, and I think the last tackle he made was crucial. Read the play going out the back to the full back and just absolutely nailed him, which is fantastic.
Well, Benaris Iqbal, Liam Reid, John Naylor, Stephen Woodhead all joining us this afternoon. And Dalton Grant, safe as houses under the high ball this afternoon. You suspect Anthony Murray might be perhaps changing tack from Joe Lyons and Ryan Smith, the 2 North Wales Crusaders halfback pairing, but they certainly might want to have second thoughts about kicking towards Ethan Ryan. As we said, 29 tries in all competitions, including the Challenge Cup this season. He is the leading point scorer from Super League Championship down to Betfred League One, and certainly an excitable homegrown prospect for the next decade or so. Bradford are up to halfway. We're fast approaching the first quarter mark as Sam Hallis just loses his footing and comes up with an error at dummy half. John, spoke with John Keir before the game. There's some exciting fixtures coming up, but the main focus this afternoon is getting the win first and foremost. Then the side will start to think about points difference and totting up the for and against. But as we've already found out in the opening 20 minutes here at Queensway Stadium in Wrexham, North Wales, it is going to be a tough afternoon for the men from Odsal.
Yeah, it is, but I don't think there are, all right, there's a few fixtures you look at that are easy, but these ones aren't. I'd love to know how many teams have come here and posted a cricket score, because I bet there aren't many. North Wales, and they're a well-drilled side. John obviously knows a few of the lads from the Welsh setup, but it's proven a tough ask at the moment. But I still think Bradford have got enough skill and determination to come away from here with a win.
Well, a couple of people commenting on the Facebook live feed about the pitch markings. There was an international athletics event held here yesterday, so I spoke to the groundsman before kick-off, and he did admit that they just didn't have time to sort the pitch out. They've tried to do the best they can, so that long diagonal white line is for the shot put, and there was also some javelin and long jump going on in the far corner. Ironic cheers then from the Bulls faithful in this main stand. Packed to capacity, and it's a forward pass, and it will be head and feed to the Bradford Bulls. And you talk about the Bulls' good ball, John. That's only the second error in the opening 20 minutes from the Crusaders, so head coach Anthony Murray will be relatively pleased with his side attitude and application this half.
Yeah, I did say earlier tonight, in good ball they just look a bit more focused than what I even did last week, and to be fair, I think it's only Bradford's strong defence that have kept North Wales out at the moment. On the last play they've had a few good moves, but Bradford have stood tall and dealt with it. It's not an easy place to come, and don't be fooled by these guys. They've pulled off a few good results this season, and whilst I don't think it's going to be a long afternoon for Bradford, but it's certainly going to be a tough one.
So the Bulls then, over on the far stand side, looking to benefit from a rare error from the hosts, the North Wales Crusaders. And now there's another error. Referee Michael Smale looks towards the touch judge, and the ball's come loose in the tackle. The heavens are staying firmly shut. It is a cool, breezy afternoon here in North Wales. Clouds a little bit overcast and gloomy, but there's no rain. And that error there from the Bulls will hand North Wales Crusaders an opportunity just inside the Bulls half. And when you think back to the Crusaders, they've only won 6 games in 2018 and a draw. A lot of people suspect they are in a false position after going away to Whitehaven and Newcastle and coming up with victories. They've also beaten West Wales, Hemel, Coventry and London here at Queensway Stadium. And as John rightly said, not many sides come here and win by a big margin. They really do play with that Welsh spirit, that Welsh pride, and they'll be looking for first points here, because with 18 minutes to go to half-time, it'll be Ashall to Lyons. Lyons is going to be brought down there by Hallis. Good tackle from Hallis. Crossley comes in as the second man. The 15 metres out in front of the post as it goes to Smith. Smith on that right-hand edge to Wild. Wild, the former England, Great Britain international, wrapped up, rolling back the years, as we've said. 5 metres out on the last tackle. Smith, crossfield kick, looking for Bloomfield. Bloomfield pats it back towards Earl. Earl's lost the ball and it's picked up and recovered by Toyo Igodo on his third outing for the Bradford Bulls since his end-of-season loan move was announced ahead of transfer deadline day, and the Bulls now have the ball. They lead 6 points to 0 here. An early try after 5 minutes to Ethan Ryan, the difference at this moment in time, and they'll be hunting potentially a second try as Dalton Grant's going to be brought down on the halfway line just to the left of centre field. There's options either side for Sam Hallis, and Hallis, he won't get to touch the ball because it's a third penalty of the afternoon, and it will be a penalty for not clearing the ruck on the halfway line. And Jordan Lilly now will send the Bulls downtown. Nick Pryor joining us, Tyler Cole, the Bradford Bulls supporters group, who raised that fantastic sum, and that cheque was handed out last Saturday to Amanda Hewer and the Whitehaven Board of Directors. So once again, many plaudits to the Bradford Bulls supporters group and the Rugby League family who helped to ensure that Whitehaven will finish the season. Hallis to Chisholm. 20 metres out. Chisholm links with Lilly. Lilly to Minchella. Minchella on this right-hand side. Minchella now runs on a mazy lateral run. Gives the ball to Hallis. Hallis is wrapped up 15 metres out. They're in centre field here, the Bulls. 6-0 the lead. Crossley in at dummy half. It goes to Garside. Garside looks to suck in that defence and find the support. The support not coming there, and he's wrapped up 5 metres out from the line. A very pedestrian play the ball. Hallis, Chisholm to Lilly. Lilly to Minchella. Chisholm, Lilly, Minchella. Linking qualities par excellence. The Bulls have their second try, and it has come in the 26th minute, and that has the Bulls supporters in this main stand on their feet. 10-0, the Bulls lead.
Yeah, great try. I must just give credit there, actually. At one point, Steve Crossley jumped in a dummy half there to get the ball rolling in when Sam got nailed. Fantastic hands from Chisholm and Lilly, and as always, Minnie's on a great line. Didn't need to get his 21st try of the season, is it? Which is unbelievable for a back rower. But fantastic effort. And like I said, it's going to be a tough afternoon, but the points will come. They've just got to keep going through all the processes.
Well, as we said, Elliot Minchella now 28 tries for the season in all competitions, 21 tries in Betfred League One, and Minchella, certainly another one of these homegrown Bradfordians enjoying life under John Keir, and you really do suspect that when you think of Brandon Pickersgill and the average age of the side. There's certainly a lot of work that John Keir can do. Don't forget, John Keir, 3-year deal. This is only just year one of the master plan to return the Bulls to great fortunes. Dane Chisholm then. His conversion attempt is 15 metres in from this main stand side. 10 metres to the right-hand side of the post. Looking to maintain his 100% record with the boot this afternoon here in North Wales. That one will go between the posts. And on Bulls Live at Proper Sport this afternoon, it is now North Wales Crusaders 0, the Bradford Bulls 12. Tries from homegrown heroes Ethan Ryan and Elliot Minchella.
Yeah, very good. Great to see the Bradford boys getting on the score sheet. As I said, Bradford have just got to keep working hard and going through their processes. But you know what, North Wales are no fools either. I think they still offer a bit of a threat here, but some great carries, and also Matt Garside again just prior to that try in that set. Took 3 or 4 blokes down with him, and then there's a bit of room on the other side of the field. Fantastic work.
Back underway via the boots of Lewis Fairhurst, taken by Grant. Grant to Kirk. Liam Kirk really enjoying an extended stay in the side now after falling out of favour at the start of the season. And here goes Dalton Grant with a bit of a half break. He was dragged to the floor there by Ken Baker. Baker had to bring him down on the halfway line. The Bulls, though, now looking to potentially assert their authority and the ascendancy and potentially go back-to-back. Steve Crossley's brought down 40 metres out from the North Wales Crusaders try line, just to the right of centre field. It's going to go to Chisholm. Chisholm's lost the ball on contact once again. That's the 0 tackle, the free play. Not sure, John, what happened there. Did Chisholm look to put a crossfield kick in, or did he just lose it?
No, I think he passed the ball actually, Mick, and then the North Wales line were up so quick when the ball got there, the collision happened at the same time and forced a knock on there.
Well, don't forget we are the early fixture this afternoon. There's fixtures taking place: Doncaster London Scholars, Hunslet Hemel Stags, Keighley Cougars, Newcastle Thunders, Oldham Whitehaven and Workington Town and Coventry Bears. And when you think about the current top four in Betfred League One, York on 38 points, Bradford on 36, Workington on 28 and Oldham on 26, it really is another pivotal afternoon as the season reaches a huge crescendo and a huge climax. Who's going to go up in that automatic spot? The Bulls, once again, having to show their defensive resilience here as the North Wales Crusaders over on the right-hand edge as Joe Lyons tries to pirouette his way past the frame of Matt Garside, but Matt Garside wraps him up. It's the last tackle for the Crusaders. Lyons with a crossfield kick, looking for Hurst. Great tech there from Toyo Igodo, and Igodo brought down there by Hurst on his own 10-metre line. Igodo could have won a penalty there. There was a bit of pushing and shoving. Here comes Bradford's fourth penalty of the afternoon, though. North Wales Crusaders guilty inside the 10. And it's been a quick tap there by Jordan Lilly. Jordan Lilly's up to halfway for the Bulls on tackle number 1. Pickersgill to Chisholm. Chisholm to Crossley. Crossley's brought down on the second tackle. 2 metres inside the Crusaders half. Lilly goes in at dummy half. Out to Chisholm. Chisholm to Pownall. Pownall puts the fend in. He's just come on for Ross Oakes. Ross Oakes has shifted to the right hand side. Pownall's going to be brought down just outside the 20. Hallis off the field for Pownall then, and Lilly now goes in at dummy half. Keys also out there on the field. Here goes Joe Keys. Joe Keys on his return to action. He's brought down 5 metres out from the line. Quick play the ball from Keys to Pickersgill to Igodo. Sawyer Igodo has his first try in the red, amber and black, and now it's on. The Biff arrives. He's getting a little bit fiery down there. The touch judges and referee have got to sort it out. And I think North Wales Crusaders, John, they're a little bit aggrieved because Toyo Igodo found that far too easy. That was brute force. It was like a wrecking ball trying to rob the bank, breaking down the wall. The try has been given. North Wales Crusaders 0, Bradford Bulls 16. And that is more like the Bradford Bulls that we come to know and love, John.
Yeah, interesting double change there from John. He's put Johnny Pownall on, shifted Ross Oakes and Joe Keys on at half and put Jordan into 9. Great try there. I'm just surprised there. Keys' first carry, he just runs straight at the back rowers there. Fantastic follow-up play, and great that Toyo's got his first score. I think he's earned it. I was just going to say to you, in the previous set there for North Wales, they've kicked again to Bradford's right-hand edge, and Toyo and Dalton have just got it sewn up there at the moment. Fantastic defence, and that defence, which is managing to hold strong at the moment, gone 100 metres and scored at the other end.
Well, the referee, Michael Smale, was just talking to Steve Crossley there, and Dale Bloomfield, who's now the captain for the North Wales Crusaders, with Stephen Wild off the field, and he was just obviously laying the letter of the law down. And I don't know where the silliness after the try was scored had come from, but certainly something had happened and been said off camera. But the Bulls lead 16 points to 0. 2 quick fire tries then. First Minchella and now Igodo, and that has come from that penalty awarded to the Bulls for the Crusaders being inside the 10, and it was Jordan Lilly's quick thinking that carried the Bulls straight up to halfway. And Chisholm now a chance to maintain his 100% record with the boot this afternoon. He's kicking at 87% in 2018. 6 from 8 last week, 2 from 2 this week. A deadly hush around the Queensway Stadium. Strikes it with the right boot. Radar-like from Dane Chisholm. Bulls live, proper sport. North Wales Crusaders 0, Bradford Bulls 18. And John Keys, with 31 minutes gone on the clock, it's looking a little bit more rosy.
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't looking not rosy, Mick, if I'm honest. I just think it's about taking time. And you know what, North Wales have got some big units out there. Look at their left-hand side here with the back rowers and the middles. They're a huge side, and it's always all these things, always a physical challenge, regardless of the ability of the opposition. But I'll be interested to see how this thing works with Chisholm, Keys, and Lilly on the field, and see what the plan is.
Well, Keith Farrell has this messaged, and Keith says he loves it when the biff arrives on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, but I don't think we've seen an all-out biff for a while, and that was just simmering. We'll see what happens, but Lilly's found Igodo, and Igodo, none more deserving of his first try. He got the Proper Sport Bulls Live Man of the Match award for his performance at the New River Stadium when Bradford beat the Scholars 2 Saturdays ago by 58 points to 12, and this is where North Wales Crusaders now are just perhaps struggling a little bit, John. That's their 5th penalty they've given away on the bounce, 5-0 the penalty count, and Dane Chisholm will accept the invitation and he'll drill the ball 20 metres out from the North Wales Crusaders line. And Bradford now will tap the ball with Garside. Garside's going to be brought down 18 metres out, just to the left-hand side of the post. Lilly's in there at dummy half. Minchella goes on the switch play, but it goes the other way towards Chisholm. Chisholm to Kirk. Forward pass. Chisholm and Lilly look towards the clouds for some divine inspiration there. And the pressure is off John. So, North Wales Crusaders 0, Bradford Bulls 18. Last 5 minutes, highly productive, as we said. John, 2 quick-fire tries and 12 points have turned 6-0, 18-0.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just a bit disappointed there. I thought Dane was going to get Keys there out the back because the lead runner had gone. Unfortunately, a very tight call there for a forward pass. But do you know what? They've turned the ball over 10 yards from the North Wales line, so it's not a bad place to turn it over. But I can see a bit more positive stuff coming second half, Mick. I think they've really held their momentum well here, Bradford, and I think it will continue in the rest of the game.
Well, the North Wales Crusaders have come up with their forfeit of the afternoon, and here goes Ross Peltier. The ball was recovered by Ryan. Ryan on 1, Peltier on tackle number 2. Bradford 15 out from the line. It's going to go Lilly, Chisholm, Keys to Oakes. Oakes to Pickersgill, to Grant. Grant thought about gliding in at the corner, but great tackle there from Earlhurst. Igodo in at dummy half. It goes to Keys. Keys is wrapped up 5 metres out from that North Wales Crusaders try line. He's pushed back. Lilly in at dummy half. Finds Chisholm in centre field. Chisholm to Minchella. Minchella just keeps hold of the ball and he's brought down in front of the post. Last tackle. It goes to Keys. Shift play to Igodo. It's on the last tackle. The kick doesn't come in, and that is great scrambling defence there from the North Wales Crusaders, and the score will remain Crusaders 0, Bulls 18. And let's not forget that after missing the last 2 games with a head injury, Joe Keys pushed for a return to the action against the North Wales Crusaders this afternoon, and he has got it, and that certainly highlights the fierce competition that is currently taking place within the squad, and that's really been a constant in 2018, and that added competition for places certainly very much at the heart of some of these really good performances in 2018. And as we've already said, John, it really does help to build for the future, whether that be in the Championship next year or beyond. The Crusaders, Joseph Bate knocking the ball on deep inside his own half. So 2 quick-fire errors from the Crusaders. They've put themselves under pressure here, and we've got 5 minutes to go to half-time. Can the Bulls get a 4th try? That really would put the game potentially beyond the North Wales Crusaders' grasp.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure what happened there at the end of the last set there. Keys tried actually put a cut-out pass, and he lost count. I thought he might have kicked there, but probably lost count of the tackle count. But yeah, look, North Wales made another error. You can see Bradford getting another score here for half-time.
So scrum then to the Bulls. Their 8th set of 6 that they've had inside the Crusaders half in this first half. They've struck gold 3 times, and they're about to strike the gold or the oil for the 4th time. Here goes Peltier. Ross Peltier, 7 tries to his name in 2018, rolling towards the line. And now referee Michael Smale losing patience. He'll give the Bulls another penalty. This one 5 metres out in front of the post. John Keanos points at a premium, and Jordan Lilly gets the call, and John Keir says we'll take the 2 points on offer, and the points will come from Dane Chisholm, 15 metres out in front of the post. And an interesting statistic, John, that myself and John Keir were purring over on Thursday afternoon at Tong and the weekly press conference, was that the average age of the Bulls so far in 2018 is 23 years and 5 months. And of the players that have been used so far in 2018, 16 players are actually under that average age benchmark. That just shows you there's certainly a lot of excitable young talent here at the Bradford Bulls and Odsal Stadium. Chisholm then attempts the penalty conversion attempt. This to take the Bulls out to a 4-score lead. Bulls Live Proper Sport. It's nailed on. It's Crusaders 0, Bulls 20, and we have 3.5 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, just to pick up on your point there, Mick, I think we discussed it a lot last year, didn't we? I mean, last year we were talking about an average age of under 21 in some games. Some exciting talent about, and obviously if the Bulls do secure promotion, I'm assuming the club are then going to re-sign a lot of these young lads for the future, because when you get to Super League, I think it's great to have lads that have been on a big journey with you. I think a lot of the clubs in the Championship are importing players trying to get there, and I don't think it means as much. And I'd include a lot of the lads here, even Jordan Lilly and Joe Keys feel a lot about Bradford after playing here last season together, so I think that's important. And that's typical John, isn't it there? There's 2 points on offer in front of the sticks, we'll take them, and then it's a 4-score game. You've got to come and do it to us, so real good coaching. But for me, Bradford are playing really well today. Nothing seems to be phasing them. There's been a couple of errors, but you know what? There's a couple of errors in every game, so I'm really pleased with the way it's gone, first 40.
Andy Fawn says the Bulls getting on top now. Barbara Batten, a regular listener and watcher of the show, says great kick from Chizzy. Roy Morhan says come on you Bulls. And the answer to Richard J. Tempest Mitchell's question is yes. The BBC do have the 60 seconds, my commentary tape. So, the Bulls over on the far stand side. Did that touch a Crusaders' hand? The referee says play on. The ball's gone backwards with Pickersgill. Pickersgill's brought down just shy of the halfway line. And if you're just joining us, it tries from Ryan, Minchella and Igodo and Chisholm, 4 from 4, have given the Bulls a commanding lead in this afternoon's fixture. The Bulls now are going to get an 8th penalty in this first half for laying on in the tackle, this one. 8-0 the penalty count. You suspect the team warning potentially might be coming. But Dane Chisholm, he's taken the Bulls deep inside the Crusaders half. Pownall, quick to tap. And the Crusaders defenders, they have to face Pownall and bring down the former lead Toronto man. Chisholm crossfield kick towards Grant. And Grant just couldn't get there in time. And Dale Bloomfield takes the kick. Chase, and the pressure's off. So 2 minutes to go to half time. 20 points to 0. What positives, John, are the North Wales Crusaders going to do? But here goes Daniel Norman. The Widnes Vikings dual reg player has just gone 40 metres. Ashall out of dummy half. The Bulls scrambling back. Good defence from Lillian Kirk. The 30 metres out, centre field. Hudson's lost the ball on the far stand side. And that will be a scrum head and feed to the Bulls. And we have a minute remaining on the clock. John, we'll start with the host, North Wales Crusaders. What do you reckon Anthony Murray's going to be saying to the Welshman in the sheds at half-time?
I think he's going to be quite happy. I think the line speed's got to pick up a bit. I mean, in collision, they're really hitting hard. And they're forced to come to errors from Bradford. But I think he'd just like to see a bit more going forward. I mean, while you're talking there about some other stuff, there's a 50-yard break made by one of the North Wales players. Spotted a gap in the line, he's gone. I think Anthony won't be too disappointed at 20-0. Going back to the last Bradford play, we had a penalty, we were on a tap and then we kicked. I think we should have carried on running there. It was unfortunate, it was a good kick from Dane but got picked off, but I think if we carry on going through hands, I don't think that's what North Wales can compete with, to be honest, at the moment.
Scrum to the Bradford Bulls. 30 seconds remaining at the end of this first half. Here goes Brandon Pickersgill. Pickersgill puts the fend in but can't get past Bradley Brennan over on that fast hand side. Trumper coming in as well as the second man. So too the scrum half, Ryan Smith. And Bradford will just move the ball out of dummy half from Lillet to Garside. And Garside on tackle number 2 is brought down just short of the halfway line. Here goes Ross Peltier getting physical. 4 Crusaders defenders wrapping Ross Peltier up. Peltier's gone back 5 metres, but he keeps on to the ball as he's rolled over on his back. We're into time added on at the end of the first half. The hooter sounds. Will it be a miracle play from the Bulls? Keys thought about shifting the play down the right with Minchella, but that was a great tackle from Thompson and Fairhurst. And at half-time here, it is Betfred League 1, round 21. It is North Wales Crusaders 0, the Bradford Bulls 20. Courtesy
come on, you
of
Bulls,
tries
let's have a big
from
second
Ryan
half
display. Joe Flanagan, Callum Parkinson, Ryan McDonald, Jay Holmes, Anthony Vogel joining us. So let's have some fun here in North Wales at the start of this second half. The Bulls leading the Crusaders by 20 points to 0, and 3 tries to the good from Ryan, Minchella and Igodo. And on tackle, number 1, an early error to start this second half. So the Bulls have put themselves under a little bit of pressure here, and it will be scrum head and feet to the North Wales Crusaders. John, just quickly before we call the first set of the second half of the Crusaders, what do you reckon John Keir said at half-time?
Well, I think he'd be reasonably happy, mate. Like I said, if you told him he was 20 up at half-time away at North Wales, he'd be okay. I mean, obviously not a great start there with an error on the first set, but yeah, I think he'll be all right. You know, I'd like to see the Bulls throw the ball around now second half, to be honest, because I think North Wales have a fear when Bradford are running at them.
So the Crusaders trailing by 20 points to 0, looking to post first points in this afternoon's fixture, and a huge hit there on Joseph Bates as Bates rolled over and brought down by Minchella and Lilly. Quick play the ball, it's going to go from Hudson at dummy half to Lyons. Lyons has dropped the ball, picked up by Oakes on the 0 tackle, and Oakes somehow managed to get the ball out on that right hand edge. So it'll be actually play the ball from Keys. Keys to Lilly. Lilly to Igodo. Lilly out of dummy half, attacking the markers. Beautiful ball there to Oakes. Oakes still going forward. Ross Oakes certainly enjoying an extended stay in the side. This is 6th game in a row. Renewed faith under John Keir in 2018. Here goes Minchella looking for the hole, looking for the opening, looking for the gap, and he's brought down on the halfway line. 3 tackles gone here for the Bulls. Lilly once again purring. Pass to Kirk. Kirk juggled with the ball. Ball's landed straight into the arms of Stephen Wild. And Wild will carry the Crusaders on the 0 tackle inside the Bulls half, and the first penalty of the game that's gone to the Crusaders for Ross Peltier laying on in the tackle. And Brad Emerson, Stephen Woodhead and Graham Forrest joining us. Don't forget, a week on Wednesday at Odsal Stadium, Wednesday the 22nd of August, it is the Bradford Bulls presents Bullseye. It is going to see John Keir and his coaching staff facing off against Ethan Ryan and the players. Tickets available on the Bradford Bulls website, and if you attended the Question of Sport evening, it promises to be once again another fantastic fun-filled evening. That, of course, Wednesday the 22nd of August. Here, though, at Queensway Stadium on Bulls Live and Proper Sports, we're bringing you League One action, and it's the Crusaders looking to post first points. Ball's been lost in the tackle there by Bradley Brennan, and look at the hugs there from Minchella and Kirk. Who needs friends reunited? They give each other an almighty hug, and Minchella says, Kirk, you put Brennan off, as he tried to play the ball, and the ball's come loose in the tackle. So a bit of an indifferent start. We've had 3 minutes gone of this second half, and we've seen 4 errors, 2 errors apiece, and Chisholm will have ball in hand, and it will be a scrum head and feet to the Bulls, John.
Yeah, very stop-start this, as you say, Mick, start of the second half. Unfortunately for Jordan, through a pass, he got knocked on there by the Bradford player. I'd just like to see Bradford calm down a bit here and build momentum, build pressure, and then they'll get the reward of the points at the end of that pressure. They just need to slow down a little bit here.
A warm welcome to Ken Jones, who's joining us this afternoon. Ken working hard behind the scenes at the Bradford Bulls as the club's business consultant. A lot of experience Ken Jones brings to the table. As we said, the Bradford Bulls currently bidding to host the Women's World Cup at Odsal in 2021. That would be certainly a great testament to the Bradford Bulls and Keighley Cougars women's sides. Here in this little part of North Wales in Wrexham, Ross Peltier's gone without the ball. The Crusaders have it. It's the free play, and that'll be the 0 tackle. A metre inside the Bradford Bulls half. So as we've rightly worked out at half-time, the Crusaders, biggest defeat of the season here, by 18 points. They don't lose by many. Here we goes. It goes to Smith. The 2 sevens meet. Chisholm wraps Smith up, and Chisholm's tackle. We'll see Smith lose the ball. It's 1-on-1, but the referee will say Chisholm has pulled the ball out after the tackle was completed. Penalty count now 8-2 in favour of the Bulls. The Crusaders, though, have had the last 2 penalties, and here they come. Once again, they're going to chest and chance their arm 20 metres out from the Bulls line. And let's not forget the great work that Mike Grady, the former Crusaders head coach, did here, building and laying the sustainable foundations for the rebirth of the club. The Crusaders, though, 5 metres out. They're looking for the first point. Smith to Lyons. Back on the run around to Smith. Smith's no-look pass there to Trumper. Alex Trumper wrapped up by Ethan Ryan and Pownall. 2 tackles remaining here. Here goes Wild. Wild, captain's knock. He knew he was heading towards the touchline. He palmed the ball backwards, and the Crusaders have it. It's still live ball. It goes to Smith. Smith past Peltier, but Peltier knocks him off his feet. Last tackle, 5 metres out in front of the post. Lyons kick through to Igodo. Igodo, cool, calm, composed. Happy to let that one run dead. And there was an international athletics meeting here yesterday. Are we about to see Toyo Igodo go the distance? Well, he's tapped it on the 20. He's up to the 35. Just shy of the 40. Such upper body strength. Toyo Igodo is going to be a household name in the sport for years to come. One suspects, still only a young fledgling. Here goes Grant on the first legal tackle. Tackle number 1. Bradford already up to halfway. On this left-hand edge, Chisholm in at dummy half, finds Lilly to Minchella. Minchella goes on the angle, sucks in 3 Crusaders defenders, and they're 40 metres out from the Crusaders line. We're still looking for first points at the start of this second half. Lilly out of dummy half to Garside. Garside extends that right arm, puts the fend in on Hudson, and Hudson eventually drags him down. But Garside made an extra 5-10 metres there. Chisholm through a gap. He's going to glide through. Chisholm and his mercurial, brilliant best. A prodigious talent, the boy from Mullenbibby. That has got the Crusaders fans on the feet. It is a 4th try for the Bulls, the first of the afternoon. And Chisholm now is up to try 15 of the season. 24 points to 0.
Yeah, absolute class A from Dane. Just sliced through the defence there and just walked in under the post. But that's what they're able to do. And interesting, I didn't know why Jordan had come short side. Then we got more room. We got both halves in the middle of the field, the 6-7 combination. And because of that, then North Wales defence froze a little bit there and didn't know where the ball was going. Dane's cut through that gap and finished off a lovely try.
We had the perfect angle to actually call that. It was almost like watching it in slow motion replay. The gap just opened up. Lewis Fairhurst, the Crusaders fullback, just got sidestepped. And as we said, Dane Chisholm, his fleet of foot has extended the Bulls' lead here, and he's now up to 15 tries for the season. So he's potentially chasing Ethan Ryan, Minchella. And let's not forget Dalton Grant, also with 15 tries this season. Well, prior to this game, the Bulls were on 198 tries scored in the John Kerr era. We're now up to 202. And Chisholm from in front. This to give the Bulls a 5-score lead inside the opening 8.5 minutes of this second half on Bulls Live and Proper Sport. Chisholm with a trusty right boot from in front. Bulls Live, Proper Sport. North Wales Crusaders 0. The Bradford Bulls 26, and that's more like it, John.
Well, a shaky start to the second half for both teams, and then just a bit of class from Dane there as parting of the Red Sea there, and he finished off a fantastic score. And as I said, Bradford just need to sort of cut out the errors a bit if they can, a few silly errors, and just keep focusing, and that's what's happened there. They've got back to what the process is John's talking about, probably in training, and got the reward there.
Well, there we go. And Martin Hanley says that is what James Chisholm can bring to the party, something out of nothing. So Bulls Live, proper sport. Mick Gledhill, John Keys calling the action here at Wrexham this afternoon. It's North Wales Crusaders 0, the Bradford Bulls 26. Hull Bullard says that was brilliant. John Fairburn says stepping up again now, build up the points. The Bulls know they are just 13 points away potentially from going back to the top of the table. First knock on here against the Bulls, scrum head and feed to North Wales Crusaders. Referee Michael Smale just gets the nod from the touch judge on this main stand side. And can we just give a big shout out to the Bradford Bulls ladies, currently leading Castleford at Odsal by 28 points to 16. The Bulls, under head coach Mark Prescott, knew they had to pick up 2 valuable Super League points this afternoon at Odsal, and it's looking so far so good. And potentially, can they spring a huge surprise and gate crash the top 4 and be in the Super League playoffs at the end of the season? Let's not forget all their achievements. They beat Stanley last weekend, 44 points to 16 at Warrington, and then last season, the double, the Challenge Cup, Super League, double over Featherstone. So all the best to Mark Prescott and the Bradford Bulls ladies side this afternoon. But here on Bulls Live Proper Sport, back to Betfred League 1 action, and the Bulls putting themselves under a little bit of pressure, but they're soaking up all this Crusaders attack. And once again, James Green, Kirk, hunting in 2s and 3s. 4th tackle gone for the Crusaders. Here goes Smith. Smith to Lyons, to Trumper. Alex Trumper's going to be brought down by Lilly and Pownall. Good defence there from the Bulls on this right-hand edge. That'll be the last tackle. The ball's been lost in the tackle. Play on. It's Ethan Ryan. He applies the afterburners. He's not going to go the distance. Trumper wraps him up, but he'll play the ball on the 0 tackle. It's Pickersgill out of dummy half to Pownall. Pownall's going to pound his way 20 metres upfield. And it's going to be a quick play of the ball with Lilly to Green. The Bulls looking to capitalise on Trumper losing the ball close to the Bulls line. Keys towards the line, 10 metres out. 2 tackles remain. 26 points to 0, the Bulls lead. Lilly out of dummy half, attacks the markers, and he's going to be brought down 8 shy. Tackle number 4 gone. Joe Keys towards the line. Last tackle. Keys is trying to chance there. Trying to catch the door open. Chisholm on the last. Angled kick towards Ethan Ryan. It's going to bounce up kindly though for Alex Trumper. The danger reverted, but we've just seen there, John, the Bulls' terrific defence. I think it was Ethan Ryan's tackle. It dislodged the ball, and the Bulls have then gone 90 metres. Yes, they haven't scored, but they've turned the pressure cooker off, and the Crusaders now deep inside their own half. Fantastic
90-metre return there off an error. Interesting for me though there that in that final, in the last 3 tackles there, we got Lilly, Keys and Chisholm all involved. 3 of the probably the most talented players in this division, and it just shows what Bradford can do when they're on their money there. They're a fantastic break, and like I said, a great 90-metre set.
Well, John Keir over on the far stand side with club owner and chairman Andrew Chalmers, and a penny for their thoughts as we approach the hour mark here at Wrexham. 20 points to 0 it was at half-time, 26 points to 0 it is now, and as we said, John, the final 5 games, it's the final running, the final countdown. The Bulls will have home ties against Workington, Keighley and Hemel, and they'll have an away trip to Stevenheath Park and the West Wales Raiders, and they'll also meet former player Scott Naylor's Oldham side at Whitebank. For the York City Knights, 3 home games, Hunslet, Oldham and Whitehaven, and they too have a tough similar run-in. They've got to go up to Derwent Park and face Leon Price's Workington Town, but they do go down to Pennine Way and face Hemel. So as we said, everything to play for in the final 5 games of the season. Lilly to Chisholm, Chisholm to Pickersgill to Garside. Garside's already got 11 assists this season. Garside's pass come off a Crusaders' hand, but it went backwards, and the Crusaders now will recover the loose possession. 26-0 the trail. We've had 55 minutes gone here on the clock, and they're 40 metres out in centre field. Kirk and Wood, the two Bulls defenders. This will see Garside and Pownall. Chisholm coming in as a third man. And Wild, who had many famous battles with the Bulls earlier on in his career, is brought down just outside the 20. Here goes Earl Hurst. Earl Hurst is going to touch down in the corner. The touch judge has put his flag up. It was a try-saving tackle on the far stand side from Ross Oakes. And Ross Oakes, John, gets all the high fives.
Great, unfortunately there for Bradford. They took the foot off the gas a bit, tried to make an offload here down in front of us, Mick, and there's just no need to do that at the moment. As I said, I think when Bradford have got ball in hand, I think North Wales are scared, so I don't think we need to offload unless we're going to score, to be honest. Some great defence there, I think from Ross Oakes, guy put a foot in touch, so maintained a clean sheet, and yet defence good again.
I think I just did Brandon Pickersgill a bit of disservice. Pickersgill was also involved in that two-man tackle, but certainly Ross Oakes using the upper body strength and Pickersgill attacking the legs. The Bulls then have a scrum 10 metres out. Bulls Live Proper Sport. Don't forget, on Proper Sport, Rugby League, a lot of Rugby League content. Tomorrow we'll have the Mark Wilson, Richard Shawwright and the boys, 6 till 8. And don't forget on Wednesdays with Tom Maguire, the 6 till 8 debate with Ollie Holmes and Jai Hitchcock. I certainly watch that every Wednesday. And I don't know if Ollie Wilson and Jai Hitchcock are trying to capitalise on the Australian version of the Footy Show, because that's certainly been toned down in 2018. But if you're stuck for something to do on a Wednesday, certainly Jai Hitchcock and Ollie Holmes and Tom Maguire on the 6 till 8 debate, it's enthralling and sometimes hilarious viewing. Scrum to the Bulls, it touched the Crusaders' hand, and Dane Chisholm has ball in hand, just shy of the halfway line. And once again, Bradford, they'll have a full set of 6 in good field position. Chisholm, Lilly, referee not happy, a little bit of pushing and shoving. So Dane Chisholm has to come back. 20 metres in from this main stand side. That a lot cleaner. Lilly, Keys, Oakes. Oakes on tackle number 1. Gets to his feet, plays the ball. Lilly, Igodo, already a try for the Bulls this afternoon. Brought down 20 metres out on that far stand side. They're going to come back down the middle with Green. Green's wrapped up there by Thompson and Smith. Still going forward. James Green carries the Bulls inside the 10 metre line. Lilly now to Crossley, to Chisholm. Chisholm towards the line. Will he get a double? He will! Chisholm has somehow, with 4 men around him, plonked the ball down in the corner. It's his second of the afternoon, and the Bulls have a 5th try. They lead the North Wales Crusaders by 30 points to 0, and it was Chisholm's right ball carrying arm. He was being turned and rolled over in the tackle, but he just managed to get it down on a heavy defensive pressure from the Crusaders.
Don't know how he got that down actually, but again, more great play there. Went down the right hand side, great run from Toyo, shipped the ball back to the left hand side, and then Danes managed to get over for another great try and 4 more points, and hopefully that's going to be 6 in a minute.
So 30 points to 0. Christian Waterworth, David Nooch, George Horner enjoying that try. Ronnie Smith, Bernie Fudge Mills, and Mary Delman joining us on Bulls Live Proper Sport this afternoon. And Chisholm will attempt the conversion attempt from this main stand side. And with 19 minutes gone in the second half, 21 remain, the Bulls supporters in this main stand showing the Bulls faithful a round of applause as the players come back towards this main stand side. So Chisholm 100% this afternoon. As we know with all goal kickers, John, they really do pride themselves on those 100%ers. we won't want to put the commentator's curse on him, but he'll be certainly looking to nudge the Bulls an extra 2 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, Dane's an accomplished goal kicker, and since he took over from Joe Keys earlier in the year, had a fantastic record, and he seems to stroke this ball without actually having a bit effortless, really, like most things he does. Very talented. I'll probably put the curse on him now, but hopefully he'll just sail this over.
Well, let's see if Dane Chisholm can add on the extra 2. It's just going to go across the face of the post. It looked like it was going to be a bit of a wobbler, and it looked like it was going to go, but in the end, it just faded across the post. But here on Bulls Live and Proper Sport this afternoon, Mick Gledall, John Keys calling the action, and it is the Bradford Bulls leading the North Wales Crusaders by 30 points to 0. 5 tries from the Bulls. Ryan Minchella Igodo. And in the second half, a brace of tries from Dane Chisholm. Darren Kay says, go Chizzy. Sam, Stephen, Andrew Barnes joining us. Andrew Barnes sat watching us in the south of France. Come on, you Bulls. Simon Binns and the gunmen says, hi, Mick and John. Great commentary as always. And Rhys Flynn-New and Rhys Pope. So a lot of people by the name of Rhys joining us this afternoon. In around about 10 minutes' time, we'll open up the man of the match voting. I suspect Dane Chisholm will be getting hammered on the keyboards and on the keyboards, the keypads of the phones. But perhaps the man of the match is still to emerge. Lilly will benefit from that James Green break, and he'll immediately fire it there to Kirk. He's going to be wrapped out just shy of the halfway line. So it's Mikey Wood, apologies, and they're going to kick early in the count. Keys is chasing. Fairhurst gets there first. Fairhurst brought down there by Keys. So good 2-man tackle there from the Bulls. Ross Oakes also putting his body on the line. And the Crusaders now, who not really had any real opportunities in this match. It's got to be said there was just a half break late in that first half when Joseph Bate went through a couple of players, so that'll please John Keir this afternoon. Not many missed tackles, but job well done so far. So we've just reached the hour mark, 20 minutes remaining, and the latest scores on the doors in Betfred League One. We'll give you a quick update. It's Doncaster 20, London Scholars 6, Hunslet 20, Hemel 2, Keighley 16, Newcastle 6, it's Oldham 12, Whitehaven 0, and at half-time at Derwent Park, who are the visitors to Wadsall next Sunday, it is Workington Town 24, Coventry Bears 6, and in the Super 8s, the qualifiers, it's Halifax 0, Toronto 6 at half-time, and that's pretty much your rugby league. If you want to know what's happening in the Championship Shield, Bradford, of course, won the Shield in 2016 under head coach Rowan Smith. It's Barrow 0, Rochdale 4, Dewsbury 6, Swinton 7, it's Featherstone 0, Batley 6, and it's Leigh Centurions 32. Sheffield Eagles 0. Well, of course, when you think about the Championship Shield, the bottom 2 will be relegated. So currently, both on 8 points, 5 points adrift of safety is Rochdale and Swinton. So should potentially Bradford and York go up, that'll be 2 less journeys across the M62 next season. But it's all about the here and now, and we've got a delay of the game, John, because the North Wales Crusaders player, we don't like to see this, the stretchers on, and both the Crusaders doctor and the Bulls doctor, Donald Young, just there administering their advice. And from everyone at Bulls Live Proper Sport, we hope the North Wales Crusaders player, who we haven't been able to identify at this moment, is okay. Yeah,
absolutely. We don't like to see these things, do we? You know, spinal boards coming onto the field, but good medical team out there, doctors out there, and hopefully the lad will be all right. Just kind of interesting things there. On the last set there, Keys has kicked the ball early, trapped North Wales inside their 20 with some support from Oakes, and now they're on their way out. And are Bradford going to play more of apply some pressure here, you know, when they've got the ball, keep the ball down the end and hunt an error and get another try. But John will be pleased today, real positive performance from everybody, and thanks to that last gasp tackle on the far side there, that so far there's a clean sheet, and hopefully they'll be able to retain that and also put a couple more scores on the board.
And Reece Flynn, you were just asking on the live feed, how many points do the Bradford Bulls need at this moment in time to go back top? The trail by 9, so the trail by 8, so 9 points would take the Bulls back above York. But let's not forget what John Keir said in the pre-match. It's all about getting the wins first and foremost, and then thinking about the points difference and totting up the for and against a little later date. But John Keir certainly having every faith in the ability of the side this afternoon, and job well done so far. And just while we've got a bit of a break, and we hope the North Wales Crusaders player is okay. Toyo Godo, Jordan Lilly, both settled in well, John, into life at the Bulls since making the debuts 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a bit of a coming home for Jordan, really, wasn't it? He was there last year and a great lad, and I don't know what's happened to him at Leeds Rhinos, but for me, just deserves his opportunity, and he's taking it here at the moment with Bradford playing really well, bring something different again to the side, play at half-back or at 9, which is a big bonus for John as well. Moving forward, well, I've known Toyo since he was 12, so I've always rated Toyo as a big physical character, and I think that's what you need in this league. This is a very physical competition. I think go back to when the boys played Warrington in the Cup, and they said it wasn't the physicality, it was the speed of the game. So the physicality is much needed in this division. Come up against some boys on the way down and some young lads on the way up. So Toyo's certainly got that in abundance, and you can see it when he carries the ball. So yeah, for me, they're settling in really well.
Well, as you can see from the camera views here, 2 stands here, both packed, and there's still a sprinkling of a couple of hundred supporters around this Causeway Stadium here in North Wales. First visit here, and once again, North Wales Crusaders, always a great day out in Betfred League One when the Bulls and the magnificent supporters travel on the road. And today the road has headed to Wrexham, where the Crusaders have lied in wait. And once again, similar to what we've experienced at Doncaster, Newcastle, Hemel and London Scholars, North Wales Crusaders, to the credit, great club, great testament to Betfred League One. They've put on a fantastic matchday experience once again, and the real ale bar, the Wrexham lager and the ice cream van and the burger stalls, John, people always question why I am this size. It's this Betfred League One adventure. Every ground we go to, there's real ale, burgers and ice creams.
Yeah, and I think the clubs, to be fair to them, make a bit of a do, don't they, when Bradford's coming to town. You always know there's going to be a fair few fans turn up, which is good. And also good that they'll be able to make money out of it. But I don't think we've been anywhere yet, have we, where the hospitality, and there's always a burger stand, like you say, and grab yourself a beer, and it's very good. And of course the Bradford fans are really supportive of other clubs, aren't they, throughout the sport, which is great. But you know what, I've not been here before. Lovely little quaint ground, eh? And fair play to the North Wales boys for keeping the sport alive in this part of the country. It's really important to our game. Quaint,
definitely the correct word, and just still a delay a game, and again, Bulls Life proper sport. We certainly hope the North Wales Crusader player who's having the neck brace fitted is okay. No one likes to see this happen in the professional sport or any level at the sport, and the Bradford Bulls doctor Donald Young, out there just making sure everything's okay, so we can be rest assured the North Wales Crusader player receiving the professional treatment, and fingers crossed he's going to be okay. But just focusing, John, on the game so far. It's 30 points to 0. Try after 5 minutes from Ethan Ryan. We then had a bit of a lull with a couple of errors, but then we saw Minchella and Igodo score 2 quick tries, and then a Chisholm penalty, and then so far so good in the second half. We've had just over an hour gone, and a couple of Chisholm tries, and 30 points to 0. It's not to be sniffed at when sides come here and struggle historically.
That's what I said to you earlier on, Mick. I'd like to know how many teams have come here and put a cricket score on and walked away with the 2 points. Not many, I would assume. Just quickly digress from that. The lad's been carried off on the spinal board. Great reception from all the fans, and let's hope he's okay. Going back to the rugby, I think Bradford have got another couple of scores, and there's probably about 15 minutes to go, I think, if not a little bit more. So fingers crossed they'll get over for a couple more, and keep chucking on like I say every week. Just keep getting the 2 points. The rest is going to take care of itself.
Well, Keighley Cougars defeated the North Wales Crusaders here by 46 points to 28. That was the 18 points, and once again the warm, kind-hearted spirit, the togetherness and feel of the game as the North Wales Crusaders player led from the field, and hopefully everything is okay. And that is great to see. The Bull supporters all on the feet, applauding. So we're back underway. It's the last tackle. The kick will come through. Ross Oak's great read there, and he will smother the ball, and he'll take the tackle 5 metres shy of the halfway line. So here at Causeway Park in Wrexham, it is the Bradford Bulls, still leading by 30 points to 0. And once again, James Green punching holes, and he gets the quick play of the ball in. Here goes Keys. Keys to Chisholm. Chisholm to Garside. Garside, 11 assists in 2018, 9 tries. Part-time rugby league under the hybrid system at Odsal. Perfect for his career. Last tackle. Lily to Chisholm. Chisholm looking for Ryan. Ryan's taken it, and unselfishly, he'll return the assist to Matt Garside. So all season long, Garside has been shifting the ball on that left-hand edge, and Ethan Ryan returns the favour. Garside, his 10th try of the season. Bradford have 34 points on the board. The Crusaders at 0. We've got 16 minutes remaining.
Well, there's one of the tries I was talking about. Great bit of skill from Dane. Tip back from Ethan and Gars. And, you know, people talk about man of the match. Dane's had a great game today. But people like Matt Garside every week in, week out, are grafting hard, doing what they have to do, the hard yards, and it allows people like Chisholm, Lilly and Keys to play. So, yeah, great score, and hopefully now Dane will nail this one. And that'll be up to 36, Mick, will it? I think, is that right? Yeah, up to 36. One more score will take them back to the top, but I think as long as they just keep playing and keep a clean sheet is what John will be looking for.
Well, Bulls Live proper sport. Chisholm will attempt the conversion attempt. Here we go with the right boot. That one goes between the posts, and it is 36 points to 0. Chisholm 6 from 7 attempts, just the one miss so far this afternoon. And as we said, it is Bulls Live proper sport. We're at the Queensway Stadium, Betfred League 1, round 21. And after this game has finished, 5 more rounds to go. And as we've said all season long, defensively the Bulls have been excellent. Last week they picked up the 3rd shutout of the season. They're conceding the least points out of every side, including the likes of St Helens, Wigan and Warrington in the Super League. First penalty of the second half, that's gone the way of the Bulls. That is for laying on in the tackle. 9-2 the penalty count. Lily's found touch. And the supporters, they know the maths. They've done the arithmetic. They know another try to the Bulls, and the Bulls at top of the table. They'll still have to defend the final 14 and a half minutes, but it'd be job well done for John Keir's side. Here goes Mikey Wood. Mikey Wood down the middle, brought down 12 metres out, centre field. Lily's in there at dummy half. Decides to shift it to the left. To Green, to Crossley. Crossley keeps on to the ball. Thundering tackle there. Stephen Wild comes in at the side and wraps him up. Lily. Keys. Keys. Brought down 2 metres out on the 4th tackle. Back they'll go, centre field. Crossfield kick from Chisholm, looking for Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan takes it. Beautiful ball! Miracle pass! Miracle pass! Ethan Ryan to Johnny Pownall, and Pownall has got his first try for the Bulls, and that one will be on the highlights reel for years to come. The Bulls lead by 40 points to 0, the top of the table.
Fantastic skill there, another great kick from Dane. Ethan, just unbelievable. Great support from Johnny, and what a great finish. He's renowned for that, and Johnny Pownall, great finish there in the corner. But again, Bradford have gone from side to side there across the field and ended up scoring again on the left-hand side. Must be really disturbing, I think, for the opposition is the word, when you don't know which one of them is going to run at you with the ball. So, yeah, fantastic. And, again, keep piling those points on.
Well, we've just watched it on the replay. How on earth did Ethan Ryan get that ball out with 2 defenders, Hurst And Knox wrapping him up. He somehow got the ball out, and Pownall was there on the touchline. Chisholm to add on the extra 2. Listen to the cheers, listen to the noise. It's like being back at Odsal again. And on Bulls Live Proper Sport this afternoon, we've still got 13 minutes remaining on the clock. And it is North Wales Crusaders 0, the Bradford Bulls 42. Well, Igodo has got on the act with his first try in Bulls colours, and now so too has 26-year-old Johnny Pownall, who had, prior to his move to Odsal, been playing his rugby league at Craven Park for Barrow. Back underway. Job well done for the Bulls, it must be said, thus far. The Bulls still know, though, they have to keep the Crusaders at 0. The Crusaders' try would move James Ford and the York City Knights back into the top position, but so far so good. Wood brought down 30 metres out from his own try line. Hallis back on for the final 12 and a half minutes. He will fire the ball to Crossley, and Steve Crossley is brought down just shy of the halfway line. Here goes Dane Chisholm to Garside. Here's Garside. It's come off the knee of Chisholm. Play on. Chisholm kicks clear. Pickersgill, can Pickersgill regather in a foot race? The ball's in the in-goal area. It's kicked dead. The referee will say goal line dropout. And the North Wales Crusaders players, they're saying that has come off a Bull's arm, but referee Michael Smale, the Kiwi official from Dunedin in New Zealand, he correctly said it come off Dane Chisholm's bootlaces.
Obviously just interesting body language. Away North Wales walking back now. There's 12 minutes to go, and I think the Bulls could steal a couple of other scores here.
Well, 7 tries to 0. Pownall, Garside, a brace to Chisholm, Igodo, Minchella and Ryan. You suspect the scoring's not over yet, and Anthony Murray's side, they've put up a valiant fight. They've made the Bulls work incredibly hard for points. And Garside brought down there in a 2-man tackle. Thompson and Houghton, the 2 Crusaders defenders. Here goes Chisholm. Chisholm out to Keys. Keys to Igodo. Igodo shifts the ball on the right-hand edge, and he's just passed the ball to Grant in front of him, and it's gone into touch. Scrum, head and feet to North Wales Crusaders. The danger and pressure averted. Exactly 10 minutes remaining here at Wrexham, and it's got to be said, John, the man of the match voting is open. Who are you going to go for?
For me today, I think Dane's absolutely ripped it today. I think lots of lads have worked hard, but his class has shone through, hasn't it? Definitely with his first try, and his goal kicking's been impeccable. Just going back to that last play, it's the 3rd tackle, and for me, Toyo doesn't need to offload the ball there. He's given the ball by Keys in a bit of space. He just takes a collision, and they start rebuilding again. And as I said, going from side to side, North Wales can't deal with that. But it is what it is. Now they're defending well. What a great hit there by Ross. So fantastic, and hopefully now they're hunting error.
So we're in the final 10 minutes here at the Queensway Stadium. Crusaders 0, Bulls 42, and it's just started to drizzle ever so slightly. So the heavens just open in the final 10 minutes. As we said, it's been quite a cool and breezy afternoon here. Almost perfect conditions for the players as Smith to Lyons. Lyons along the line finds Trumper. Trumper can't get past Garside. Garside wraps him up, and that'll be the last tackle here for the Crusaders. Ashall in at dummy half. It's going to go to Smith. Smith, the bounce of the ball kind to Keys. Keys has to jump up, and he'll take that like jumping on a trampoline, and he's brought down on his own 30-metre line. So tackle number 1 for the Bulls. A lot of comments for Dane Chisholm, the man of the match. Paul Wilkinson says Ethan Ryan. Dave Edwards asked the question, is this performance good enough to beat Oldham away? Chisholm has ball in hand. Keeps on of the ball, wrapped up in a 2-man tackle. Trumper comes in as the second defender. Hallison at dummy half. Garside along the line to Pownall. Pownall with a half break. Brought down 2 metres in from this main stand side. The Bulls 30 metres out. as it goes lateral, centre field. It goes to Green, who goes herring away up the central reservation and is brought down in heavy traffic on the last tackle. It's going to go to Keys. It's the last tackle. The kick comes in and the Bulls have forced another goal line dropout because Lewis Fairhurst dives on the ball and he concedes the dropout. Bulls Live Proper Sport, Crusaders 0, Bulls 42. Beth Farrell, Ross Oakes, Julie Loudtowler, Chisholm man of the match, Chris Walsh, Lee Smith says Dane Chisholm. A lot of people saying Dane Chisholm, John.
Yeah, you got a gravity, that's what I said 10 minutes ago. Interesting for me today how the including the three halfbacks has worked. Lily's done a massive stint and then gone into the middle, defended really well, so it's worked okay. And also when you're on the front foot you can try these things, can't you, which John has done for probably an extended period there. But obviously Bradford have got a lot of good players here on the sidelines as well, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next week. But for me it's been a real professional performance, defensively particularly, and polished in attack with some real class finishes from Ethan and setting up Johnny Pownall and Dane when he sliced through the defence. So overall a real good positive performance for Bradford. I would however like to see them get another score or two before this game ends.
Well, we've got a couple of rugby league legends. York legend Jeff Price joining us. Perhaps Jeff's just having a little nosy to see if York are still top. And at this moment in time, Jeff, with 7 minutes remaining, Bulls leading 42 points to 0. They are +4 ahead of the York City Knights. Bobby Stewart says Chizzy, or Dane Chisholm, to me and you, has really stepped up in recent weeks. We're finally seeing the old Dane Chisholm, and I feel he's slowly coming back. A lot of man of the match votes for Dane Chisholm, so I think that is who is going to get the Bulls Live Proper Sport man of the match. So Dane Chisholm, congratulations. And if I've done my maths right, I think this is the third time this season he's been given the Bulls Live Proper Sport man of the match award. So I think Tom Maguire's going to interview Dane Chisholm at full time for those watching. Here, the Bulls, a repeat set. Keys has it. Looks for Green. He was just about to pass the ball to Green, and I think the arms got the better of him, and instead of passing it backwards, it's gone forwards, and it will be a scrum head and feed to the North Wales Crusaders, and it remains Bradford leading by 42 points to 0. And as we said, don't forget, we're back at Oddsall next Sunday. That one, a 3 o'clock kick-off, will be on air at 2:30. Bulls Live Proper Sport. Leon Price and Workington Town, the visitors. A bit of a grudge match there.
Well, let's hope if any drop goals are taken at this time they go over the bar. Yeah, it was a tough day that day at Workington with a couple of yellow cards, but that was a long time ago now. We just got to focus on where we are today and whether we're going to be ready or not for next week in the right mindset.
So, 42 points to 0, closing embers of this game. Around about 5 minutes remaining. A solid 80 minutes performance as Mary Delman. The Crusaders 10 metres shy of entering enemy territory. They're over on that left-hand edge, and that's the second row forward, Jack Houghton. He scored a try against the Bulls at Oddsall when they met in round 11, and the referee's going to say he was held in the tackle, and he's going to have to play the ball. I think we've got to give a bit of credit this afternoon to the referee. We don't normally praise the referees, but certainly Michael Smale has come over from New Zealand, Dunedin, and now resides in Leigh, and is hoping to work his way up the Rugby Football League referee pyramid. So certainly had a good clean game. We've only had 11 penalties in total, a total contrast to what we experienced last week, and the Bulls, 4 minutes now remaining. Pickersgill on tackle 1, Chisholm tackle 2, Ryan moves in there in acting half. He'll survey the landscape, he'll find Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant goes on a bit of a mazy lateral run, and he's going to be brought down just 5 shy of the halfway line. So 3 tackles gone here for the Bulls. Hallis back in his customary position along the line to Keys. Keys through a gap. Here goes Joe Keys. Hallis in support. He won't need him. Joe Keys will touch down around and underneath the stakes. And it's an 8th try of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls. It's 46 points to 0. This will be a crushing defeat for the Crusaders. It'll be their biggest home defeat of the season. And the Bulls, well, that points for and against now. It's going to skyrocket. They'll be firmly top of the table in the 80th minute.
Well, that's just made up for that silly knock-on that he did a couple of minutes ago, Pleased for Joe, obviously didn't get to the game last week, but as I said, this thing that John's doing here with the three halfbacks playing is quite interesting, and pleased for him. A great score, 40 metres out, and a bit like Dane did earlier, just sliced through the defence and he took off, and he's a bit like Dane, Joe, isn't he? When he takes off you can't catch him, so great. Dane's out of the extras, great. More points for Bradford on the board.
Bulls live, proper sport, North Wales Crusaders 0, Bradford Bulls 48, and we know Garrett Schofield likes his vision and awareness. That was great vision and awareness there, John, from Joe.
Very, very good, yeah, and like I said, I'm pleased for him. He's disappointed he didn't play last week, but despite that error earlier, he's just managed to get his name on the board, which is great. And do you know what? This is what I'm saying with the halfbacks. When they both attack like Joe and Dane do, and they've got that thing about them, you don't know what to do next because you don't know what they're going to do next. So I think defensively it must be a real worry for North Wales, but as I said, great. What does that take the score up to, Mick?
48 points to 0.
48 points. I said, didn't I, at half time? I said down below, if we come away with a 50-0 victory, it'll be amazing. I think, and for me, what's made it is the defence today. Managed to keep in a clean sheet, which makes a big difference.
Well, the Bulls certainly have played with defensive resilience and resolve, and there's still potentially another 2.5 minutes or so remaining for the Bulls to hit the half century. Ethan Ryan juggles with the ball. He might have to join the circus with acts like that, and it goes back to Pownall. Pownall's going to be brought down 38 metres out from his own line, 12 shy of halfway, centre field. Ross Peltier, the wrecking ball, and he's brought down for a 5-metre gain. We've got 3 tackles remaining here from the Bulls on the restart. Penalty to the North Wales Crusaders. Peltier guilty of moving off the mark. So as we already said, still some comments coming in for Dane Chisholm, the man of the match. Bulls Live proper sport this afternoon will be the boy, the man from Mullumbimby, New South Wales, Dane Chisholm. 16 tries now for the season, and Joe Keys has just scored try number 8 of his season, and that'll certainly do his confidence the world of good after missing the last 2 after suffering concussion against the York City Knights when they beat the Bulls back in round 18. So, job well done. Closing embers of this one. It's all the attention's going to turn to next Sunday. Another Super Sunday on Bulls Live and Proper Sport. Both Bradford and York, both at home and both playing tough opposition. Workington Town, the visitors to Odsall. Hunslet, the visitors to Bootham Crescent. And the Crusaders, it's just not going right for them there as Ryan Smith just drops the ball. 15 out from the Bradford line, and that'll be picked up there by Pickersgill. Pickersgill on the 0 tackle. Hallis to Matt Garside. He'll be wrapped up 15 metres in from this main stand side. 35 away from his own line. Hallis to Peltier. Peltier moving forward towards that halfway line. Wrapped up there by Hudson and Bate in a 2-man tackle. It's going to go out to Oakes. Oakes on that far stand side goes past Earlhurst. Hurst comes in as the second man, and Ross Oakes there on a nice little mazy run, and Ross Oakes is going to be adjudged to have lost the ball, and with around about 60 seconds remaining here this afternoon, it remains North Wales Crusaders 0, Bradford Bulls 42, and let's not forget the news, of course, that was announced on Friday, that Ethan O'Hanlon, the highly rated 17-year-old forward, has signed at the Bradford Bulls on a professional contract from Dewsbury Celtic, and Lee Beattie certainly excited, saying that he is a future talent for sure. The young Bulls, the under-19 academy side, went down to Wigan yesterday afternoon by 38 points to 20. They did lead 10 points to 8 at half-time, and it was great to see players like Alex Stevenson, Ryan Butterworth, Rowan Milnes, Oliver Wilson, Elliot Cullen, all enjoying themselves, especially when you think that Luke Punt and Matt Fletcher and Kobe Green have all been away in Serbia representing Scotland and Wales. Referee Michael Smales is going to reduce the Bulls here to 12 men because somebody has charged down to the defensive line, and it is a penalty. I don't think the Bulls have realised, but Ethan Ryan just offering the support there, and it's going to be Ross Peltier who leaves the field. Referee Michael Smale will say Ross Peltier used the shoulder. So A chance for the Crusaders here now. The Bulls lead by 48 points to 0. And a chance for Anthony Murray's side to stop the Bulls registering their 4th clean shutout of the season and their 2nd in successive weeks. We're at the hands of the timekeepers. Time is up here. Lyon gives the ball there to Hudson. Hudson's brought down 10 metres out. Ash all in at dummy half. Going to go down the middle with Thompson. Thompson draws the Bulls defence in. Back to Smith. Smith to the line. Smith's lost the ball. The Bulls will complete the shutout. Ryan Smith has gone agonisingly close to crossing the line for the Crusaders. He did so, but he had Pickersgill and Ryan on tour, and the Bulls defence, not for the first time this afternoon, fantastic in the shutout. And Johnny Pownall, just watch the replay. Johnny Pownall there. He put his body on the line, and it's full time here. Round 21 ends. It's North Wales 0, Bradford 42. The man of the match this afternoon was Dane Chisholm.
Yeah, fantastic there. Dane's been class, I think, today, and probably the difference between the two teams. But that just showed there in the 17 after 79 minutes and 30 seconds that someone made a tackle to force a knock on, and that's what John will be really pleased about. 48 points, a shutout, and a real good clinical performance today from the Bulls.
Sue and Richard Whittaker say the Bulls defended well. They've dropped the ball a few times for their liking, but what a great result. And it's not every day that the North Wales Crusaders concede